Okay. Well, Lori, it's been, if you can believe it, 25 years since I cured your phobia in this very room. I looked it up. It was January 21st, 1984.
25 years ago.
Over 25 years ago. And I remember after that, we kept calling you up and said, have you seen any bees? Mm-hmm. And you said no. And even you said, well, I must have seen some, but they didn't emerge out of the background.
Correct.
They were just part of the background and so on.
Right.
And so thanks for coming back. And
you're welcome.
Kind of interesting. Anything you'd care to say? You just watched the movie.
I just watched the cure, the phobia cure, and I still can't believe that that's all it took to fix that. It was a phobia that I had had for over 20 years, as we talked about, and it had occurred when I was a child, and I actually fell into a wasp hive on a vacation.
Right.
And was
you were
stung
12, I think?
hundreds of times. I don't remember that part, but
okay.
I know I was a child. Mm-hmm. And stung hundreds of times, and very bad reaction and swelling. And it was just a very nasty, nasty incident, and very phobic after that.
Yeah.
And after we did the workshop together, we couldn't test it right away because we did the workshop. I remember it was winter. I didn't remember January. But we couldn't test the phobia to see if it had really worked.
No bees flying around then.
And you came to my house sometime, I don't know if it was a year later or...
November.
Was it the following year?
November the same year.
Okay. And had some bees in a jar.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I had told you earlier was that I couldn't be in the house if there was a bee in the house or a bee in the car. But I literally had to leave the premises until someone could come home and take care of it.
I remember that.
You brought these bees, and they were in a jar, and said, how you doing? And I said, okay. And it was actually one of the first times I'd been able to look at a bee and really see what it looked like.
Right.
And you let one loose in the house, and it, you know, it was fine. And I still, to this day, am amazed, just amazed that it was so totally gone in such a short period of time.
Yeah. One of the really cute things about it for me was that you were so totally disbelieving. You know?
I was.
Some people think that this kind of change work is just because people believe in it and they have a mindset or something like this. And it was so clear that you're total disbelief when you said, I'm glad I didn't pay for this.
I couldn't believe that by doing this movie thing, that was all there was to it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And even when we did the follow-up and it's like, can you see one on your hand? It's like, well, okay. And I thought, well, maybe I'm, you know, for the time being, there's something temporary. But then a year after that, and no incident. And, you know, for the past 25 years, I was thinking about this when I knew I was coming today. And I had gone for coffee this week, one of my favorite drive-through coffee places. And there was a bee on a flower, you know, in the drive-through. And I looked over at that and I thought, it's just another insect. It's just another thing.
Yeah.
There was no reaction whatsoever after 25 years.
Yeah. Well, if you rearrange stuff in your mind right, it just changes your response.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is one of the most phenomenal things I've ever experienced in my entire lifetime.
Yeah. Anything else? That's quite a lot already.
Thanks.
You're
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for coming back.
You're very welcome.
It's fun to see you after 25 years.